a pawn forward, and your opponent actually captures that pawn. Would you guys actually dare to play yourself this opening in one of the most important matches in your career?
I was going to ask if you've played it before. I definitely have faced it with the black in the King's Gambit, and I'll happily go into its line because I know it can be quite sharp. There was one time I was playing the South African Championship, and I knew my opponent had been playing the King's Gambit for like 10 years, and went into it willingly. I don't usually play E5. What are your thoughts on the King's Gambit?
King's Gambit, I think, is one of the sharpest lines, and they don't play it anymore, right? Because I think the computers give it a disadvantage right from the beginning. But I think in this situation where the Chingari Gulf Titans need to win, a sharp position is what they can hope for. Because like Mikhail Tal said, you got to take your opponent to a deep dark forest where the path is narrow for only one person to come out. So Nihal is hoping that it's him who can come out of this sharp opening.
Oh wow!
Was it really Mikhail Tal who said that?
Yeah, he said it to me only on
Only
Instagram.
to you.
He DM'd it.
He DM'd you. And the fact that you remember that quote, you can see you were wearing your thinking cap today.
My prophecy is that this is the game that is going to have at least 2 brilliancies.
Yeah.
Considering the amount of tactics that the King's Gambit holds.
I agree with that. We're gonna have a lot of tactical motives here from both sides, not only for white, but also black gonna go for it. What we have now, the pawn on the H file. You usually don't want to do this. First you push the pawn on F file, then you push the pawn on H file. This is still the theory.
It's theory, right? Because H4 is the only way to prevent G5, I'm assuming. Because if you push G5 now, H G, and the rook is hanging. However, I would like to show you another line that I used to really enjoy playing. In fact, I played that opening against Magnus Carlsen once. For real, this is not a joke. It was on my stream. It was me and Vidit versus Magnus and a friend of mine. Where if you go back a couple of moves, if you start from the King's Gambit, board right now,
Yeah.
there are two options. One is to take the b7 bishop and go for this line that we just saw, or just prevent knight e2 check by making a move like a rook e1 or something.
And he has 20 seconds left on the clock.
Wow.
And you know, the strategy you were talking about and how Nihal Sarin is really good at blitz, I feel like often when my opponent runs down their clock, I feel comfortable enough to do the same. Like I have time to think, it's fine, as long as I have a little bit more time. But as soon as the time scramble comes, maybe Nihal would be stronger then.
Yeah. Does this happen to you guys when your opponent has less time? You also tend to play quick to put them under time pressure.
I think that was only you against Carlson. Yeah, I think I can say I'm guilty
yes,
of
we
this.
do.
Yeah.
So if
To
Andrey
make you feel
Esipenko, so if Andrey tries to do that,
Yeah.
maybe Nihal is actually fine with it because he likes to play with less time. So I think Andrey Esipenko should just play taking his own time, not look at Nihal's clock, because that is not any representation of how Nihal is feeling inside. In fact, he's very comfortable. He's looking at it as 24 minutes.
That's right, and there is another player who likes to do the same. Alexander Krishchuk also likes to drop the time on
He's a
seconds,
veteran.
and
Yeah.
then he's blitzing it out. Nihal looks relatively calm in this position. I agree that Esipenko should spend here some time to think through some of the lines. He has quite nice position. He has nothing to rush. Right now the bishop on b7 is hanging. He has to take care of his bishop some way, or maybe even to create some kind of counterplay. Like I believe if he goes with knight to d1, shall we do that? Then I was thinking about some kind of draw force draw. If white plays rook f1 and the repetition in this way. But to be honest, I think Andrey will just keep it going because he must feel very good at this point of time and also of position at this point.
Yeah. I like this idea of repetition actually. Not bad, but it looks, yeah, we don't look at the engine, but it doesn't seem to like it very much.
Right. Here is the second on the clock, and there is some action going on the icons board. You guys, what is your call? Handshake we have on the board too, so let's check it out. What is the result? This
It's 5-6.
Six.
So everything comes down to the two games between
Yes.
Huifan Kostyanyuk and